So, by looking at the title of this video, you're either aware of what the Snowball Method is, or you aren't. So whether this is a new concept to you or a refresh, let's dive into what exactly we mean by the Snowball Method. The Snowball Method is utilized when you're attacking a goal head-on, and you have a list of tasks that need to be completed in order to achieve that goal. If you ask 100 different people how they would approach the tasks to achieve their goals, you most likely would get a multitude of different answers. However, the Snowball Method suggests that you would list those tasks from least to greatest and attack as many as you can while increasing the level of difficulty at each step. So in what circumstances or aspects of life exactly can you apply the Snowball Method? Well, honestly, in almost anything that possesses a goal and tasks to reach that goal. But let's dig deeper into 4 examples of properly implementing the Snowball Method into your life. Number 1. Take debt, for example. Let's say you have 6 credit cards, all varying in the cost of debt. The Snowball Method would teach us to pay off the lowest card first, then the second lowest, and so on. Now, while many of you may be thinking, what about interest rates or just getting the big one out of the way? Let me explain why psychologically the Snowball Method works. If you set out to pay the biggest debt first, it's most likely that for a long time you will be in debt to those 6 cards. That will be 6 companies that you owe, and then, after all that work, it'll be 5. In the Snowball Method, you can ideally go from 6 to 5 in no time. By decreasing the amount of lenders that you owe, the more in power you feel, being able to look and see, hey, I actually have a 0 balance on that account, and the last thing I'm going to do is charge any more on it. Instead of the reverse of thinking, well, I'm already in so much debt, why not charge this $9 Chipotle order? What's the difference? Example number 2. Implement the Snowball Method when it comes to beginning a side hustle. Start getting the small stuff out of the way. Too many of us quit before we even get started. Do everything in your power to make sure that you don't get overwhelmed in the beginning by checking off those simple tasks one by one. Then, by the time you're ready to get into the nitty-gritty, more complicated tasks, you can look back and see how much you have already done. In the reverse, you could start with the hardest task, the most daunting one, and most likely never complete it and tell yourself that the business venture isn't worth it, when in reality, that business venture could have the power to change your entire life. Example number 3. Take your exercise goals and just get started. Do you have a goal to walk 5 miles a day, and then once you get outside you realize you can barely physically walk 1? That's okay, but walk that 1 mile. Walk that 1 mile every day for a week. Then on week 2, walk 2 miles. Or honestly, anything more than 1. Continue pushing and snowballing yourself to that 5-mile mark. In order to build up the endurance that it takes to walk 5 miles, you first have to build up the endurance to walk 100 feet. Number 4. Dating. Yes, you heard me correctly. This method will even enhance your love life. So, how do we approach this? Well, simple. Step by step. You take dating 1 step at a time. First, you ask for their number. Second, you reach out and ask them on a date. Third, you go on that first date. Fourth, you get to know them. Fifth, you go on a few more dates. Sixth, you ask them to be your girlfriend or boyfriend. And you get the picture. With this method, you take it step by step so that the person that you're interested in will see the respect that you have for them in taking the time to get to know them, and most likely your relationship will have a higher chance of having a solid foundation because you took the time to date them, to get to know them, to learn about their quirks, and to allow them to learn all about you. You wouldn't just go up to someone and ask them to marry you without knowing them, just like you shouldn't approach anything in life with trying to tackle the toughest task first. The Snowball Method can truly be applied almost anywhere in life, if you take the time to think about it. Some snowballs will roll faster than others, but they all roll when pushed correctly. So, as you can see in all 4 examples, you have to start somewhere, and you have to accomplish things. So when the going gets tough, you can look back and see the progress that you've already made. Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Rather, it was built brick by brick. So take that step by step to complete task after task. You may think to yourself, where does the Snowball Method get its momentum from? Honestly, the answer is simple: your commitment. Once you commit yourself to something and commit yourself to progressing, there's no stopping you. A lot of the time we can be our own worst enemy because we don't know when to keep on going. And once you commit yourself, you will see new doors start to open, new possibilities, new avenues. They'll all start to appear from the previous steps that you've already completed. That's the beauty of the snowball method. The snowball can always keep rolling. It can roll you to new cities, new people, and straight into a new life. Now, how far exactly do you take the snowball method? Do you stop when you achieve the goal that you originally set out for? Maybe. That's ultimately up to you and your motives for setting that goal originally. Maybe you set a walking goal of 5 miles a day to initially lose a few pounds. But then, after you lose the weight and get into a consistent routine of walking, you may find that you just genuinely like going for walks. Now your goals may shift to maintaining a healthy lifestyle through walking, so that you keep up with the exercise long after those initial pounds have been lost. Or perhaps you set a goal that was a one-time thing, and once you hit it, you stop. That's all up to you. But never close a door unless you are absolutely sure that there is nothing left behind it. And not to insert my own opinion here, but there is almost always more behind that door or a neighboring door. Now, a question that I've asked myself is, can you have different snowball methods going on at once? Could you have the exercise example, the side hustle example, and the debt example all going at once? As one human being, can we actually manage all of these varying tasks at once? I came to the honest conclusion, based off of experience, that yes, you absolutely can have multiple snowball methods going at once. However, there is one stipulation. You must, and I cannot stress this enough, be organized about it. So get a piece of paper out and write down all of your goals and all of the tasks that are involved with those goals. Then, go to your calendar and enter a time and place for every single one of those tasks in each goal. Yes, this should take you hours, but having a plan in the long run will save you more time than you could ever imagine. Now yes, I do promote that you stay as strict with your schedule as possible, but of course life happens and things come up. So when things go sideways, just make sure that you reschedule time to complete those tasks. Now, how exactly do you prioritize multiple snowball methods? You may be thinking, well, there's multiple goals that I have, but which ones are the most important? And honestly, I would say whichever goals that are making you the most unhappy by not being achieved are the ones that you need to prioritize. Because at the end of the day, the last thing you need is to be unhappy or feeling like a failure. Because you're not a failure and you can achieve everything that you set your mind to in due time. A lot of the time, all you need is some good motivation and a clear mind to step back and see the bigger picture. Now, what are the rewards of utilizing the snowball method? You know how they say, once you make your first million, the second is a piece of cake? Well, that's how we approach the snowball method. That's actually the whole point of the snowball method. The key is just getting started, and once you're started, the idea is that you're metaphorically off to the races. You should have the motivation, determination, and passion to keep on jumping over any hurdles that come your way, and to foresee how to handle any challenges that you are faced with. The ultimate reward will be your success. When you can look back and see that task by task, step by step, you did what it takes to achieve your goal, and more than anything, you will be that much more motivated to tackle other various goals you may have, because now you have the proper mindset and strategy to handle them with. Dave Ramsey, in particular, a financial guru, the inventor of the snowball method, can't stress enough the importance of utilizing the snowball method when paying off debt, and if you look at the massive success he has had with it, I'm sure you can imagine why. He teaches thousands of people every day to implement this strategy into their lives because he knows for a fact that it has the capability to change lives when done correctly. I hope that in utilizing the snowball method, you transform your life and can end up in places that you never thought you would. I hope that you see new doors opening that you never would have had open before if you didn't commit yourself to your goals. I hope that people with the capability to enhance your life enter your life as a result of your determination. So, if you've gotten anything out of this, I hope it's that you need to take the small tasks and achieve them right off the bat, to ultimately lead to a mentality of, I've got this, that will eventually lead you to achieving your main goal. If this video was encouraging to you at all, it would mean the world if you could like, comment, and subscribe.